So Lil Nas X, that was pretty good, huh? I actually transitioned that pretty fast.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Lil Nas X was brought up in the world of entertainment. This wasn't originally on the wall, but I caught it last minute. So it turns out that on Instagram, Lil Nas X made an announcement that after his latest album is released, and I think it already has released, that he was going to end his, what he called the gay era, and move back to the cowboy hip hop era that we remember him starting in. And then actor, comedian Michael Rappaport, I remember he made what was he in? I don't know if you remember. He's been on a lot of things. He's on a new Netflix series, Autopsy, or I forgot what it's. He was in a movie called Higher Learning. I don't know if you remember that old college movie. Tyra Banks, Ice Cube. They were in a predominantly black college, and he was in that movie. He was the bad guy. I don't know. Okay, Michael Rappaport. He's a comedian. So on Instagram, he says. He just says that both of those genres, cowboy hip hop, and the gay era that he's doing right now on in his music, he said both is in his opinion is bad. I don't have the actual quote, but from what I can tell, he wasn't attacking him for being gay. He was saying that he just didn't like the music, any of the music that he's done. He said because he's probably an old school hip hop guy, and he's comparing it to that like most people do. But people in the community now is a whole thing where he had to explain himself he didn't apologize. He stood by it. He said, "Look, guys, I was saying that the music was bad. That's all I was saying." So but then that brought up another question to me, because the original statement was, when I'm done with this era, I'm going to move back and forth to this other era. What would your opinions be on that? Because I was curious in what the LGBT community, how they would take that, and it seems to be they're still supporting them no matter what. Because I thought, would it be put in question? Are you just using that community to just promote sales, or you're gonna interchange this, or is it just like how Lady Gaga kind of changes styles, or like I didn't understand what it was until I did more research on it. And then he is in the LGBT community. He is openly gay and everything, and I give him credit for it, because especially in the black community, that's the stigmas on it is a thing. So being the first, or one of the largest or most popular openly gay rapper is a thing I never thought I'd see. I thought it would take time to see, and he's doing it. But I was just curious about that, the way he stated it. When I'm done with this era, I'm going to move to this era. Like, I was just curious on how do you think that would be been taken by just as a statement, and do you understand what
so
Michael was saying?
So as an artist, I mean, he has every right to go, hey, I've gone through this phase with my music, and now I'm going to go on to something else, or I'm going to try something new, and I think that's amazing and cool. And I can't speak for the LGBTQ plus community, as far as like where their support is or how they feel about it. But I think just overall, him as an artist wanting to do different things and try different things out, I think that's completely valid. But I mean, I don't know. I like his music. I've enjoyed both his pre stripper pole days, and I've enjoyed the stripper pole music. That's actually a really good song. I like that song. I do spin class to that song, so I like it. Ooh. And it's fun. It gets you up and it's motivating. So but yeah, I think that he's completely valid and right to be able to say, hey, I know some of you love this, some of you didn't, but guess what? I'm going on and moving on to something else now. So
yeah. Exactly. Cool. You're right. And he's right. And he has the right to do what he wants. I was one of the people that I had to do more research on it before I really tried to dive deep into this subject matter, because I didn't know whether or not how it would be taken, and I didn't know whether or not. Okay, what did he mean by I'm changing from this era to the other? Was him coming out real, or is he really gay, or is he bi, or I didn't know any of these.
I think you're leaning too hard into it.
I did.
If he's coming out about talking about his music, that's
oh, he already. I mean, he already did. He already did come out. But you're right. I leaned into it mentally. I leaned into it too hard.
That's his personal life. Yeah, that feeds into his music and his professional life. But also, that wouldn't be my assumption that he'd be talking about, his sexuality as in something's changing there. But if he is, then good for him.
Well,
find your soul.
I was afraid that what he was actually saying, or what he could, if I didn't know that he is gay. He did come out, as gay. I was wondering if he meant something like he's actually straight, but he was doing this era of music to help promote the LGBT community, or was he really gay? Because I was like, if that's the case, then there was going to be a lot of pushback, because it's not something that you can just pretend. And then I did the research, and I'm like, oh, Chris, you're overthinking it. He really is gay. Now I get what he's saying. I was afraid for him, because I'm like, dude, if you're saying that you're just, because the whole I had a conversation with a friend of mine about it. And he said no, there wouldn't be any pushback on a person who isn't gay, and I said yes, there would be, and we had a whole I explained to him why, because it's not a choice. It's not something I didn't choose to be straight. I am straight. Gay people don't choose to be. They are gay, and. So if there was ever a person that was giving that image of I am now and I am not this day and I am that, there would be pushback onto that, because it would cause a whole. But again, like I said, I was overthinking it, and I'm like, okay, I understand what he's saying. He because he is gay, and he was just talking about what you just said, just the music. What he's going to focus on. But my other question is, but why go back to something we've already seen? You've done the cowboy thing. You've done what you're doing now in this era. Why not something different? Why go back? That's my question.
Maybe his heart lies there. You don't know.
You think that's the core? Like, that's what I really love.
Well, maybe he wasn't finished with it yet. He just had this, turn this way and decided to come back to something that he's passionate about. So he did his experiment with all of that recent stuff, and now he's coming back to something he knows and he loves. So I don't know.
That's a good point.
That's a good question for him.
Exactly. That's a good question. Yeah. Why, Mr. X? Why are you going back to God? You've already dominated. You know why? I'll answer the question why. Because he got ripped. He got ripped off from the country music billboard for them saying that his song wasn't quote unquote country enough. And when most country music today sounds like hip hop now, so I just thought that was a BS thing that they did to him.
Like Florida Georgia line, like what is that?
Right, exactly. Like it's all hip hop influence nowadays. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Craig? The tech guy's watching us. How you doing? What's going on, buddy? But let us know what you guys think about that the whole thing with Lil Nas X, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on We Got Your Mail. So let's quickly move on to the
kid to bed. All right, bye. Yo.
Turned up on another level, push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal.